Dao Te Ching Chapter 13. How to Find Life's Anchor. Honor and disgrace are like a shock. Great trouble is like one's own body. What does it mean that honor and disgrace are like a shock? Honor is external. One is startled when receiving it, and startled when losing it. What does it mean that great trouble is like one's own body? The reason I have great trouble is that I have a body. If I had no body, what trouble would I have? Thus, one who values the world as they value their own body may be entrusted with the world. One who loves the world as they love themselves may be entrusted with its care. Further explanation. Feeling startled by both honor and disgrace means being overly attached to external opinions. The ups and downs of status, fame, and fortune create unrest in people's hearts. The greatest suffering in life arises from attachment to the self. If one can let go of ego-driven concerns, what troubles would remain? Therefore, those who transcend personal desires can take on great responsibilities, and those who truly love others selflessly can be entrusted with the world. Key insights. 1. Honor and disgrace stem from attachment. Over-focusing on external validation leads to fear of gain and loss. 2. The self as the root of suffering. Attachment to identity and ego is the cause of many life struggles. 3. Transcending the self leads to greatness. Only those who can set aside personal interests can bear larger responsibilities. Deconstructing the human weakness of identity anxiety. This chapter pierces through one of the most fragile aspects of human nature, our dependence on external validation. Laozi reveals that people, like puppets, are controlled by the strings of societal judgment. He points out that the anxiety over status and recognition is, at its core, an excessive obsession with the small self. This insight is a mirror reflecting modern society's struggled social media engagement, dictating self-worth, job titles defining identity, and external judgments shaping life choices. The antidote, as Laozi suggests, is akin to the inscription at the Temple of Delphi, "Know thyself." His answer? One who values themselves as they value the world may be entrusted with the world. True sovereignty over life begins when we gently place down the weight of I. 1. East and West diagnose the same, identity anxiety. Laozi's phrase, honor and disgrace as a shock, resonates with the Stoic philosopher Zeno's analogy. Life is a play. We must perform our roles well, but not mistake the mask for our true self. This reminds us of the ethereal figures in Dunhuang's flying Epirus murals, whose flowing garments are moved by the wind, but remain unbound by it, just like the wise, who engage with the world, but are not trapped by it. Similarly, Zhuangzi's idea of the perfected person has no self aligns with German philosopher Heidegger as being toward death. Heidegger wrote, "Anxiety reveals the truth of existence." Likewise, Zen koans often ask, how can one be liberated? To which a master replied, drink tea. Perhaps we should learn from the Tang Dynasty Zen master Yao Shan. The clouds are in the sky. The water is in the jar, each rests in its place, naturally at ease. 2. 3 ways to break attachment. From small self to universal flow, cognitive deconstruction. Breaking the illusion of ego Buddhism's no self. Doctrine intersects with existentialism here. Sartre claimed, hell is other people. But Laozi offers a solution. Hell is not in others, but in our attachment to self-image. Much like the Song Dynasty Zen master Qingyuan Weishin, 3 stages of enlightenment. At first, mountains are mountains. then mountains are not mountains. Finally, mountains are just mountains. Practical exercise. Write down 3 experiences where you detach from societal labels, walk in the rain without an umbrella, meet an important client without makeup, or openly share a personal failure. Observe your existence beyond roles. Emotional refinement. Cultivating inner stillness, Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations. The outside world is a raging river, but the depths of my mind remain still. This echoes Wang Yangming's idea of nothing exists outside the mind. Practical method. Create an emotional quarantine zone. When receiving criticism, imagine yourself as a scientist observing an experiment. When receiving praise, pretend it's meant for another version of yourself in a parallel universe. Just like the Japanese tea ceremonies, Ichigo Ichi, every experience is complete in itself. Action-oriented altruism. Shifting focus to others, Laozi's concept of loving the world as oneself aligns with Levina's philosophy of the other. Mother Teresa exemplified this in Calcutta, not out of, I want to save people, but because the world needs this. Practical action. Each week, engage in 3 acts of anonymous kindness. Top up a stranger's subway card. Repair a neighbor's appliance without posting about it, or send a market warning to a competitor. 3. Rebuilding the anchor of existence in the modern world. In Botticelli's Primavera, at the Uffizi Gallery, the goddess of spring moves gracefully, her dress flowing, yet the flowers on her hem remain steady, symbolizing the ideal human state, actively engaged in life, but internally anchored. In an era where Silicon Valley elites practice mindfulness and Nordic countries experiment with universal basic income, we see how Laozi's wisdom is reshaping modern societal values. Reconstruction strategies. Redefining value systems. Apply Wittgenstein's language games theory to deconstruct job titles. A director is just a label. True worth lies in what one creates. Restructuring time perception. Learn from Japanese artisans who break work into 15-minute flow units, like a swordsmith forging steel, where each strike has independent meaning. Rebuilding social connections. Follow ecological principles of mutualism, practicing Laozi's wisdom that by giving, one gains. Like desert plants sharing underground water, survival depends on cooperation. Conclusion. Practicing the art of no-self in Identity's Maze. In Dunhuang's Cave 257, the mural of the 9-colored deer tells of a deer who saves a drowning man, only to be betrayed, but ultimately transforms into the moon. This Buddhist parable encapsulates Laozi's philosophy. True giving seeks nothing in return. If you give something to someone but expecting for a return, that is not real giving, but trading. Like mother never expects her children will pay her back one day, as giving is she what she chooses. If you choose to pay back to your mother's giving, nothing is enough. When we stop measuring ourselves by society's standards, we become like the lemon in Dutch Golden Age still life paintings, its peel stripped away, exposing raw texture, yet fermenting into something timelessly fragrant. Key takeaways. External validation is as fleeting as wind passing through bamboo, leaving no lasting trace. Letting go of ego is not self-erasure, but merging into life's greater flow. The highest form of self-interest is benefiting others. The deepest self-love is self-forgetfulness. In an algorithm-driven world, curate your own life rather than becoming an exhibit in someone else's gallery. If you enjoyed this philosophical exploration, subscribe to my channel as we continue delving into the profound wisdom of the Dao Te Ching.